Hey, this is Thomas from Burnt Crow, and today we're going to be talking about two-point perspective. So let's get started on that. First thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a horizon line. Now you can draw it straight, or you can draw it at an angle. You can really draw it any way you want. Straight is going to give you the feeling of, like if you put it right in the middle, it's going to give you the feeling that everything is normal. So that would be everything's completely normal. If you were to draw it at an angle like this means everything is not normal. They use this a lot in horror movies. If you ever watch a horror movie, you'll see that the camera turns at an angle. You know, it'll tweak just before something bad happens, and that's how you know it's coming, is because the camera angle tweaks like this. So when you're setting up your scene for, you know, whatever it is, you need to decide, is it going to be something bad happening, or is it going to be everything normal? If you're going to put your horizon line up here as a picture of strength, dominance, that kind of a feeling. If you put it down here, feeling of weakness, being laying on the ground, down low. So pick your location based on what emotion you want to convey. So those are the keys to doing it. And if we were to do a normal horizon line just right in the middle, we can do that. For a two-point perspective, you're going to have two different spots, and so this is here and this is here. Those are our vanishing points. If you're looking in two different directions, you look right, you look left, those would be your vanishing points. And to do what this is going to do is it's going to split your view into two different directions. So for some scenes this really works. You won't see a lot of this in comic books per se. You see more of this in like country paintings, drawings of landscape and stuff like that. And what it's going to do is going to put something in the middle here. So there's going to be like an object right in the middle. Like say this building is what you wanted. You want a building right here and everything is going to focus on that. Or say you wanted a guy standing right here and he's going to be your focal point is going to be this one guy. So you got your guy here and he's got, you know, there he is. He's got his hands on his hips. And his hair is a mohawk. Okay, so there's your guy. Your vanishing point is going to come to him here, and it's going to point right at him. So this is your point. And say he's walking down the street, and you want to do a sidewalk. Well, the sidewalk, you're going to base it on his size here. So for this kind of guy, this kind of size, you know, say he's on the sidewalk. Well, your sidewalk is probably going to be somewhere in this range. You know, based on his feet, you know, if you're walking on the sidewalk or in a road, this is going to be your sidewalk here. You know, there's your sidewalk, and this makes sense. This seems like a pretty good size. It's not exactly accurate, but this is what it would be. The little tiles on the sidewalk would look like that. It would disappear off into the distance. So here's your, don't forget your smiley face. You always gotta have your smiley face. So here's your guy. And now if you were to draw a building next to him, a building's gonna be massive. So it's gonna go way off the screen. So say this is the corner of your building here. It's gonna go way up like that. You know, you can imagine it's probably gonna come somewhere up here. So if this is 6 foot and say your building's, I don't know, 15 foot high. A regular house would be somewhere between 12 feet for a first floor to 24 feet in that range. So you can figure double this. So he's going to be up here. You know, it's pretty much just going to go straight up like that. So there's your building, and you can draw everything along those lines. So the other side of the house is going to come here. So where this line intersects off in space there, you can actually figure that out here by using just extending into the distance. So based on this direction here, it's going to be way up here. So if we do from this side, the same house is also going to be way up there. So it's going to look like that. So there's your house. You could probably draw a line here and then have it come here. Your door is going to be, you know, based on this guy's head, so you can figure if he's going to walk into it. There's your door, there's your roof, you got your soffit here, doorknob, and that's pretty basic. You know, your window's also going to follow that same here, but on the other side your window's going to follow this line here towards the vanishing point, and this line here towards the vanishing point. So you've got your guy walking down the street. Now the other thing is, so say this curb right here goes to a road and there's cars in here. Your cars are now going to disappear into the same vanishing point. So anything past there is also going to point at that spot. So if you have a car driving away into the distance, you're going to do it. We use boxes to simplify things, but this would be your car here driving off into the distance, and it's going to point at this spot here. So everything's going to point at that spot, and that'll give you a vague idea of how to get your car to look like it's going off into the distance. So here's your tires, and this is a really basic, you know, car. But you just want to make sure you point everything at that. So there's your tail lights, bumper, and wheel well. Follow the lines. There, there. Back windshield. And you know, so your car is also going to point into that spot, into this line. It's going to follow everything, and that'll give you perspective on how to do your cars, your planes, your buildings, your people, anything you're going to throw in there. Now you don't have to draw these lines, and the neat thing about this is you can, once you know the rules, you can guess where stuff is going to go. So like, I don't need to use a ruler to draw this and this and this, but say I was drawing people. Well, I know that a guy over here, if he's going to be this high, if he's going to be, you know, say this is 6 foot, if he's going to be that tall over here, then you know, you just follow this line and you can guess he's going to be, you know, same height. His head will be here, body will be here, torso, feet, arms on his hips like that, and there you go. So this guy and this guy are the same height, and that's how you can do your perspective for your 2-point vanishing off into the distance, like that. And there's your sidewalk lines going down, and these lines would actually point to here, so it's, you know, everything points to those 2 spots. So when you're drawing it, always remember that, and then you can start taking shortcuts. You can actually start eyeballing it without having to use rulers, without having to guess it, but start off using rulers so you can figure everything out. See, that line needs to point into the distance, and go through, and you'll start noticing these things, and you're going to have a lot of mistakes when you do it because you're not going to be thinking about it all the time. So practice it, get those bad drawings out of you, get those out first, and then move on to the good drawings once you do that. And this is Thomas for Burnt Crow signing off.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.